No.
Units as well coming from momentarily. Oh, you got it set up, have you?
Yeah. Transmits all over the world.
Well, I'm going to come here and just
Yeah, it's alright. It doesn't
try and
affect
get
it.
side of it,
Doesn't affect it.
unless somebody else turns up. Usually a few come here. They must be going out there along the Bamber Bridge or somewhere.
Yeah.
Should get some bloody dogs in.
I know. I can hear his dog barking on my video.
Yeah, you'll get that. Anybody talking, you'll get it. Should be 312 coming up here. Nice wind's blowing it right way.
Hello, you're not solo craft rail fanner. Any trains yet? Yeah, it's been quite a few. Unfortunately, we've just missed the steam train. Yeah, we've had a few normal trains and a steam train, Mayflower, came through as well. It is coming back later on, so you will get a second chance to see it if you're about 7:30 p.m. Should be a cement train soon. I couldn't talk earlier, that's why I was typing in chat, because I was too far away from camera the recording me, so. But now I've moved up a bit. Hello, Oscar or Such Productions. How we doing? Yeah, there is more diesel trains and electric trains. There's no more steam trains till about, I think it's about 7:30 tonight. The one that's just been through is coming back. Excellent, Oscar, excellent. Hello, Samar Kumar. How are we doing? Something coming now, I don't know what it is. Pendolino. Fancy West Coast Pendolino. But shortly, about half a minute, you're going to see the concrete train. Hello, Pooja Roy. Yes, it's concrete. cement train. I forgot where it's going. It's come from Clitheroe Castle Cement. It's going somewhere. I forgot where it's going to Tobruk Sidings, which is near Liverpool, I think. Could be wrong on that one. I did look on this morning. Right. Hello, Dax Vlogs, how we doing? You are a rail fan, excellent. I've rode the Thames Link from somewhere in London to Luton Airport. Great stuff. That's the one where they keep trying to make it driver only, that Thames Link. Keep trying to get rid of the guards and make it driver only, but I don't think they've managed to pull it off yet. Yeah, I'm in the UK, and I'm near a place called Preston, which is in Lancashire, in the UK. Oh, good art show. There's been quite a few trains. Hello, good art show. Don't forget, hit the thumbs up, double tap the screen, like and subscribe. Hello, Bible Witten. How we doing? Witten B. How we doing? Wait. Yeah, I think it were a class 88. That, I'll be honest with you, I didn't take much notice, but those intermodals usually are class 88s. They're hard to tell apart, the 68 and the 88, and I didn't really look that closely to see if it had a pantograph in it. I think it were an 88 because it seemed quiet. Yes, you are. If the Irish train spotter, you are still a mod. How are we doing? Hello, Malcolm. Yeah, there's a lot of blackberries here. It was a class 8, I think it were an 88, but I'm not 100% sure. That freight train, I think it was an 88. I'd have to look back on video after, but I think it were an 88. They usually are them intermodals like that. It was very quiet. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear the diesel engine grunting or anything. Yeah, I'm amazed that nobody picks these blackberries. I mean, you can just see a few there in front of the camera. They're all behind the camera. They're down the side of the road, on both sides of the road. There's millions of them. I've only ever once seen a woman come picking them. You know, there's tons and tons of them. Hello, Adrian. Hello, Fajana. Hello, Katrina Dickinson. How are we doing? Welcome back. That's near my house. Excellent. Hello, Eric Arroyo. How are we doing? finally the train. Hey, you've not been here, have you? You see, there's been quite a few. I didn't miss the steam train. Hello, just that guy. Book early to avoid disappointment. Steam train was the first one. Yeah, you missed an old-fashioned one. About half an hour ago. Mayflower steam engine. It will be back later on today. So if you're about 7:30 UK time, you might get a second viewing. But you can always rewind this live stream. You'll see it about 9:25 it comes through in UK time, so that's about 27 minutes ago. So you've not really missed it, you can always rewind back and watch it. Hello Akshay Kumar. Yeah, I'm in Preston, Lancashire, near Preston. You're welcome, just like the ND guy. You're welcome. Don't forget, double tap the screen, thumbs up, subscribe if you want, share it out, all that nonsense. Some dogs barking, they're right rattling. It is very popular with dog walkers around here, so not a lot you can do about it. Yes, I'm in Lancashire, which is in the northwest. Not far from Blackpool, if you know where Blackpool is, just near Preston. Tell you something, it's not very warm. That sun needs to come out because it's quite not overly warm. Been alright, Mr. D&D guy. It's only by a fluke that I'm here today because I just happened to look on the timetable and thought, what's that? Locomotion Services, Crew to Carlisle. I thought that's an oddball. That's what made me come and have a look. I didn't know until it arrived that it was going to be a steam train. I'll be honest, I thought it was going to be the Blue Pullman. I didn't realise it was going to be a steam train. But you've missed it, James Shorts. You've missed it. It's been and gone. Steam train came through at 9:26. You had to rewind the live stream back and have a look. Hello, Filipino Blue Sky. How are we doing? Jad Rashid Graphics Arts, thank you very much, and how are you? Shall put a jumper on and not a t-shirt. Hello, mate. Don't know when the next one is. You've missed quite a few. There's been quite a few in the last 40 minutes. There'll be something soon. It's most likely to be a Trans-Pennine, I think. They tend to come around the hour, around the stroke of the hour, in Trans-Pennine. I'm yawning. UK, United Kingdom. No, not yet, Irish. There is something coming, but it's about a mile away, so there's no way about that. I can see the headlights in the distance. Don't know what it is. I think it's going to be a Trans-Pennine. They usually seem to have brighter headlights than Trans-Pennines. Yep, it is a 397, I think. Hello, Unknown Plays. How are we doing? I'm Rashid Graphics Arts. No Vice. No Vice. No Vice, that's good. must be somebody working on the track somewhere or something, because I've had a lot of horn honking. Don't forget, all subscribe to each other, have a look at each other's channels. If you're into trains, that is. Still have a look. Okay, just like the ND guy, I'll see you later. Have a nice day. I won't be here that long this morning. I don't usually do morning ones. It was only the steam train that drew me here. It wouldn't be so bad if the sun had come out fully, because it's when the shade comes, it's cold. Problem is to talk is I have to have my car door open, then you can hear me. I need to get a microphone, then I can shut the door and talk. Hello, Aaron, how are we doing? I can't pronounce your name, so I'm going to go Han, how are we doing? It's not that I can't pronounce it, I can barely read it. It's obviously the language barrier. Looks Russian. The sun's out, it's pleasant. It's warmed up a bit now when the sun's out, but as soon as it goes behind a cloud, it goes cold, very cold, quick. There goes another one honking his horn. There must be somebody working on the track down there somewhere. TTG train spotted. Yeah, on the ball there, Irish. I've seen it quite a lot recently, that Pride train. It seemed to disappear. But it was at the Great Gathering, weren't it? So it's probably got a good wash and a scrub, and then they're using it for a bit. I noticed it on the Great Gathering videos at Derby. I mean, they've got some of them new Apache ones, Avanti, painted up in some really weird colours. When I read Crew last week, doing a live stream at the other side of Crewe. Funny enough, there were some Avanti 800, 805s or whatever they were, 807s, and some really weird colours, all painted up bright. I don't know what they were all about. I thought they were 805s, but somebody said to me they're 807s, so I'm not really sure. I didn't know there were an 807, but I thought we'd only got up to 805. It's like TransPennine seemed to be first to get them, and then LNER got them, then Great Western Railways have got them, and now Avanti seems to be the last people to get them. I'm sure there's 805s, but somebody said 807, so I don't know. I'll have to Google it one day, but I always forget when I get home. Hello, Ramadan Rizani, how we doing? How's it going, Ramadan Rizani? We're in Iran. Excellent. I'm in the UK. Hello, Latoya, Bethel, how are we doing? Latoya, that's a nice name. How's it going? Doing great, look trains, that's excellent. Well, you've come to the right place. Even though there's not much happening at the moment, I'm sure there'll be something along soon. Hello, Evander Aviation. Hello, Cosmos Mosioki, how are we doing? Cosmos Wasioki. How's he going? Ramadan Razani. Sorry, I can't read that writing because of the language barrier, but hello again. Don't forget, hit the like button, double tap the screen, thumbs up, subscribe if you want, subscribe to each other, share it out, all that jazz, you know what I mean? I'll tell you, yes, I'm in the UK, in a place called Lancashire, near Preston, and this is the West Coast Main Line. I hope that helps. Did you hear that, Ramadan Razani? In the UK. Whereabouts are you, Latoya? I don't think you're in the UK. Although you have got a nice name. Latoya. I feel like I know somebody with that name, but I can't think who. Is that your real name? Class 195, and it's going to Manchester Airport. It's come from the Lake District, but I don't know whether it were Barrow in Furness or Windermere. I couldn't see the sign on it. You can always tell the ones that have come from the Lake District because they're diesel, they're not electric, because there's no overhead power in the Lake District. Hello, explore the fun in the real live streaming. Explore. Excellent. That's a mouthful, that channel name, but we got there. Explore the fun in real live streaming. It's almost a tongue twister. Ramadan Razani, I'm not far from Manchester, yeah. I'm about 20 miles from Manchester. That train that just went past is going to Manchester Airport. Yes, Manchester, England, correct. Dominic Cadillac FR. Cadillac FR. How are we doing? Excellent. Don't keep spamming the chat, Ramadan. Don't keep spamming the chat. Try and type in English so everybody can see what you're saying. Keep it going. I'll ditch you. Bish bash bosh gone. Somebody else has beat me to it. Spamming the chat with stuff we can't understand and just thousands of emojis and icons and stuff. That's it, English, that's what we want, English. And we can tell what you're saying. English and not loads of icons. Yeah, sure, Iran. Finally it's rain. Yeah, you're right, Dominic. It's gone a bit quiet. The first hour it was quite busy and it's gone a bit quiet. It's not often I come here in the morning. It's only because of the steam train that's brought me here. It's usually afternoon when I come here. But it's a bit more lively. Excellent. Good luck. Hello, sorry, I should be able to pronounce that easy. Enigmatic Savage, how's it going? You must have some nice parks in New York City and stuff. I always thought you had big fancy parks over there and things. To go to New York just for a visit. The thing is, I'm not keen on getting on planes. I used to love flying. I've been all over the show, but I say all over the show. I've been on a plane quite a lot, but just nowadays I'm not the same with planes. May Taurus, now I'm watching a railroad. You are for sure. Very quiet one at the moment, considering it's the West Coast main line. It's very quiet. Could be watching something worse than a railroad. tap the screen, subscribe, share it out, subscribe to each other, connect with each other. Excellent. Enigmatic Savage. Hello, Michelle Simonetto from Italy. How are we doing? Yeah, there'll be a train soon, I think. I'm not right good with Italian, but I'm presuming there will be a train soon. Yeah, yes indeed. However, New York City is only good for tourists, right? I was watching a video only the other day about somebody from England. Well, they were actually from Scotland who went to New York, but it seems like every 100 yards there were like a van selling food on the side of the street. Literally everywhere you went, there were people selling food on the street. I was really amazed how many there were, you know, all different types of food. Tall structures, insanely cold winters, humid summers, rude arsehole people and lots of traffic. That sounds a bit like London, that. But we haven't got all the tall structures that you have. Definitely somebody working on track down there because that Medellino honked its horn. So there's someone down there. Yeah, I'm not so keen on them tall buildings. I don't think I'd fancy going top of one of them. I always think when you're walking down the street below, somebody from like the 50th floor or whatever just drops a pen out the window and it could kill you by the time it hits you. America's such a huge place. Unbelievable. Probably fit the United Kingdom into America a couple of 100 times. Fit the United Kingdom a few times, I think, just into Texas. Yeah, that is. We have got quite a lot of greenery around this area. It's not all like this in UK though. There's lots. I mean, I think London's horrible. I hate London. It's just horrible. Just traffic jams and not very pleasant people. Knifings and stabbings, and pickpockets and all that rubbish. Not for me, London. Hello, Mars the Church Pattern. Yeah, I don't know what's due. He's gone a little bit quiet at the moment. Bit of a lull. Usually, you know, around sort of. Hello, Nick VR. You're in Poland for vacation, right? So where are you originally from? Are you from the UK originally? Yeah, I mean, this, to be fair, here where I am now, it's not that scenic. It's just the view you've got. You know, you just happen to have the bet. You're looking for the best angle just to the right. There's a huge factory that makes trucks, Leyland trucks. But no, I'm on the. Yeah, he makes Leyland trucks, but yeah, EPT train spotter. No, I'm on the West Coast main line. I'm not sure at EP train spotter, but there is something coming. I can see the headlights. In fact, there's two coming. Two coming. Is that? I don't know. Is it two and one? Can't tell. There's definitely one coming now. I can see the headlights. It's on the slow track, so I'm presuming it's going to be something northern. 331 or a 331 or a 323, I reckon. But there is also something on the fast track as well. So. Hello, Will's Vehicle Wonders. How are we doing? Yeah, I've not been to Isle of Wight. No, I know somebody who actually lives there on Isle of Wight. I know a YouTuber who lives on the Isle of Wight who I speak to quite often. Yeah. Well, those two, I didn't see what the one on the farthest track were, but the one nearest to us was a 331. I didn't notice it. I think they were both 331s then. But I didn't see what the one on the farthest track was. The first one, I didn't notice what it were. They are hard to keep up now with your British classes because there's two new ones come out. Class 93, that's currently being tested, which is going to be coming out soon. The 93, made by Stadler, and there's class 99 as well, I think now. Correct. That's exactly where I am, EP train spotter. That's it, I'm about a mile away from Leyland Station. Yes. No, they're all, every train that comes past literally has blown its horn, so I can only presume there's somebody working on track somewhere because nearly every train has honked, blown its horn, you know. So I can't see anybody on track, but I can see I can see for a good mile ahead, but I can't see anybody on track. But there's a lot of honking going on. I know one thing for sure, is that we keep getting invaded by flies, you know. Bloody nuisance. Place where there's lots of bushes and shrubbery, so we'll get lots of flies and wickies. Yeah, the only reason why I don't usually bother coming down here in the morning, but it was because there was a steam train. Well, I didn't know it was a steam train at the time. I just looked on timetable this morning and it said locomotion services from Crewe to Carlisle. And I thought, aye, what's that? You know, it caught me attention, so I thought, I thought I'll come down and have a look, and I thought it was going to be the Blue Pullman, but it turned out to be a steam engine called Mayflower. Nothing in particular nice customer, I'm just live streaming whatever comes through. Yes, there's a station very near. We've got Preston to my left and Leyland to my right. On the view you can see in the distance would be Leyland Station. Hello Tommy, how are we doing? Yeah, I've been here for about an hour and a bit, Tommy. I've been here since 9:15 and a steam engine came through. You had to rewind the live stream to have a look. It's what made me come to have a look, because I didn't know it was a steam engine, but I knew it was going to be an oddball, you know what I mean? And it is coming back later on tonight, so you will get a second bite of the cherry, so I'll try and catch it again tonight from this location, but facing the other way, because it's going to come off the branch line from Blackburn onto the main line, and it's a steam engine called Mayflower. So yeah, that's why I'm up and about early, Tommy. I just sat at home and I saw it on the list. Yeah, over here we have a lot of heritage locomotives. A hell of a lot. Like, to be honest, most of them are in it. It's really rough looking, to be honest. The ones that West Coast Railways run, their heritage, they all look a bit unkept in my opinion, you know, they're a little crappy. Whereas locomotion services, theirs always look a lot better and cleaner, tidier, painted better and everything. Them are the only two you get up here, West Coast Railways heritage and locomotion services heritage. So when you see that name come up on list, locomotion services, it grabs your attention because you know it's going to be something tidy. You know, the carriages are cleaner, they're well painted, and like I say, rewind this live back, look, about 5 minutes into the live, about 5 or 10 minutes into the live, that's when you'll see the steam train come, and it's pretty immaculate, it is. The carriages are immaculate. There's I can't remember, it's a 57 or a 47 on back, I can't remember, and it's absolutely mint, it is, absolutely mint on the locomotive on back. it's all done up in like painted, I think it was black with like white pinstripes on it. Very smart. So that's just near the start of the stream, about 5 to 10 minutes into this stream, you'll see it. I wish now I got my other camera out and actually videoed it separately, but I didn't realise it was going to be a steam train until it were on me. I see Marsley, train spotted. Oh, it's left, train spotted, got you. I'll have a look at that, I'll have a look at your profile picture. Poland we have 2 operators. It's alright. Alright. Got you, NVR. Of a lull now until 10 to. I'll have a look at time till and so on. See if there's anything odd coming. Third, Tommy, it's about 5 or 6 minutes after the street starts. It comes through on the nearest track and actually crosses all the points, so it comes through quite slowly. It's no long after I started streaming it comes. Hello, Hacker 420. I don't know what the Siemens Vectron is, unfortunately. Yeah, it's definitely there, Tommy. It's about cards. It's quite a long train, you know. See you later, Marslav. Hello, Hafiz Spark. How we doing? We'll have some breakfast, yeah. Depends how I'm just looking at my battery now. I've still got a bit of battery. Like, I have got a battery pack, but I'm not going to stay that long. It's a little exciting. I might just run this battery out. We'll do another half an hour or so. There's nothing really exciting due, unfortunately. Tomorrow, Friday, I'm going to go to the other side of Crewe where it's a lot busier. It's like an hour and a half drive, you know what I mean? You're glad you went when you get there, you know what I mean? But it's a fair trek. But I will come back here tonight and point the other way for the return of the steam engine. Somewhere else and get it on the branch line, but the point is, you do a live stream from a branch line, there's nothing else there, it's just one item, you know, one train, and it's not really good viewing, you know. Yep, class 390. Honking its horn as well. What the hell is going on up there? Can't see a thing, but there must be somebody up there. Okay, Nick VR, see you in a bit. See you later. Definitely there, Tommy. It's definitely there. You know, there were people watching it because one guy come in chat and said, "Flipping heck, I just timed that right." It's right near the start. About, I reckon about probably 5 minutes in. Tonight I'll video it proper as well as streaming it. I'll get a proper video tonight, and you can always go back and look at that. Because, it's the first time I've ever seen that steam engine, and I've seen pretty much all of them, and that's the first time I've ever seen that one. Mayflower. Never seen it before. Flashing Scotland, yeah. I don't know if you can still see this, Tommy, but I'm watching it now. I've just rewound back just to make sure it is there, and it's about 10 minutes in. It is. I'm just watching it back now as we speak. It's about 10 minutes in, Tommy. I've just rewound and looked. It's definitely there. 8 minutes in. Thereabouts. Someone else is coming now. I can see headlights. Yeah. I'm seeing Gary actually. I saw him yesterday in chat, but I don't think he was on Jeanette's last night, were he? I didn't see him. I fell asleep, mate, just before it's usually she throws a link up for the last quarter of an hour or something, and I dozed off and fell asleep, and it had finished. Hello D, how we doing? How's it going D? It is, excellent, thank you. Hello Guardian Angel, how we doing? Hello, is that Natty? It is Natty, isn't it? Oh, it's there, Tommy, definitely. I've just rewound it myself and watched, because after you said you couldn't find it, I was getting worried myself, thinking for some reason it weren't there, but I went back and found it. It's about 8 minutes in, I guess. I'm saying I can't see a timestamp on my phone while it's actually live. When the stream's finished, it will give you the timestamp, but while it's live, it doesn't give you a timestamp, you see, so it doesn't show up while it's a live stream. But I shot back and I estimate it's about 8 minutes in. How we doing, Natty? You having a cup of tea? Yeah. You'll see it again tonight, Tommy. I forgot what time it's coming through. Just let me consult the timetable and I'll tell you what time. It's about 7:30 if my memory serves me right. Ooh, something else interesting coming tonight. 18:10. To be honest, the return trip. I thought it earlier than that. It's not coming through here until 8:45. But at 6:10, there's something that looks a bit interesting. From Darby-Litch Church Lane to Carnforth Steam Town. I bet that's a steam engine going back after the great gathering that's been this weekend. That's my opinion anyway. Got it, D. Double tap the screen. Hello, Hamad Shamsi, E2S. The Northern Train Spotter. How we doing? Everybody subscribe to the Northern Train Spotter. Subscribe to it. I am now. got you, Northern. Subscribe, Northern. Try to subscribe to everybody that I can. Just it's hard work when you're live. The chat rattles past pretty quick sometimes. Correct, Tommy, that's exactly where I am, yeah. You've got it. That steam train's not coming back till 8:45 tonight, so I don't know whether I'll bother with that at that late time, unless I sick. See how I feel. On the train spot, I don't know what's coming now, I have no idea. We did have a steam train earlier on, but I don't know what next is on the list. It would just be normal, normal run-of-the-mill stuff now. Yeah. Sooner or later, Northern, sooner or later. Yeah, that's it. That's basically it, Tommy. Yeah. They have to. I don't know whether they have to. I don't know how it works. Whether they pay for the journey, pay per mile. I have no idea how it works, but they'll definitely have to pay something, and obviously be allocated a slot that they can fit into. Because the normal service trains, normal passenger trains, take priority over everything. Freight, the lot, you know what I mean? Freight trains have to go into loops and stop for passenger trains in priority. So they'll just get they just get what they get, whatever's available, I would imagine. But so there's one coming up at 6:10, and it looks like it could be a steam train because it's coming from Derby. Well, they've had that big do over at weekend at Derby, that big great gathering, loads of steam engines and stuff. So that might be one of them going back to Carnforth Steamtown, and that's 6:10, is that? Problem is, I bet if I come here then, 6:10, there'll be loads of people here. all out. Yeah, they are. They're blowing. They're doing lots of tones today. Like I said, there must be somebody working on track down there because nearly every train that's come through has blown its horn. So I think there's somebody working somewhere, just out of view there on the right, behind the bushes, where you can see two prominent bushes on the screen you're looking at, like a smaller one and a larger one. But just behind the second larger one, there's a siding that goes off to the right, behind the second large bush. That goes into what they call, what's it called? Fox Brothers Sidings, and it's an aggregate place where the aggregate trains in and unload and everything goes onto wagons. And whether there's somebody working around where that siding is or not, I don't know, but I can't see it. There's a bunch of bushes on the right, and it's just beyond the bushes, the sidings. Hello, Abhiyot Singh. Vanderbilt train, yeah, I've seen that many times on videos. I've watched that lots of times. Yeah, they do. Yeah, because there's all the signalling and everything to think about, you know. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how they pull it off sometimes. You see these people who control all these signals, it'd melt my brain with that. I just don't know how they do it. You can understand how there's errors every now and then. I mean, I watched a documentary last night all about railway disasters, and I didn't realise there'd been so many. You know what I mean? And most of them are down to human error on signals. You know, that one where they crashed going into that tunnel just a few years ago in 2021 down London Way 2 crash going into tunnel, that was driver error. He went through a red light. Now, you know, that generally shouldn't be able to happen, that, going through a red light, because they've automatic systems in, but apparently the track were wet. So the train, even though it did go into emergency stop because of the wet track, it slid a bit further and went sideways into another train. And there were a massive one in 1986, and I don't even remember. And that were something like cold heath disaster or something like that, where again, driver error. The driver of two express trains hit each other head on. One we're only doing about 10 miles an hour, whilst the other one we're doing about 100 head on. And that was because a driver of the train that was doing 10 miles an hour, he'd done that route every time, and the signals, he said, had gone double orange, single orange, which is normal. Double orange is what they call a distance signal, and then signal orange. And the next light would obviously be on red. And because this driver had done this route so many times, and every time he'd done it, distance signal, then single amber, by the time he'd reached the red, it had gone to amber every time, done it thousands of times. And this particular day, that he just presumed it was going to have gone to amber. By the time he saw it, it didn't. It stayed red. And he slammed on and everything, but he couldn't stop it in time, and the train just literally trickled onto what they call diamond points where tracks cross. And it was hit by a Liverpool Lime Street to London Euston head on at 100 miles an hour. All because the driver had just gotten used to this particular signal always going to orange before he saw it, if you know what I mean. He'd done the journey hundreds of times, double amber, single amber, and he always, when the next signal was visible, it had always changed to amber, so he didn't slow down. And this particular day, he was still on red when he saw it. And it was the co-driver actually that spotted it. There was a co-driver in with him doing route training. And he says, it hasn't changed, it's still on bloody red. So he slammed on and managed to get the train down from 100 mile an hour right down to about 15, 20 mile an hour. But he jumped over the point onto the, what they call Diamond Crossing, Wallen, 100 mile an hour, Liverpool Lime Street to London Euston. 2 Class 86s were. Both trains were Class 86, and one was called the City of Milton Keynes. I forgot what the other one was called. Both destroyed. And amazingly, only one fatality, and that was the driver of the Liverpool Lime Street train. He died, whereas the other 2 that had slowed down actually jumped off the train while it was grinding to an halt. They survived. And nearly every carriage came off track, and yet there were only 1 death. Unbelievable. I watched a documentary about it last night. I can't remember what the area is called. It was like Coldwood Heath disaster or something like that. And then there was the other one in Yorkshire where a young fellow with a car on the back of a trailer fell asleep at wheel and went over a barrier and down onto the track. There's been plenty. Now that were his fault. The guy in the car, he fell asleep. That was a Trinwick Railway's fault. There's loads of little accidents that we don't hear about. Little minor skirmishes that we don't hear about. There were one in London not long ago where they'd been working on track overnight, and they'd replaced a section of track, only a small section of rail near a level crossing, replaced it and left the old piece of rail inside, and a train passed, knocked the rail onto the track. So the next train derailed at 80 mile an hour. But it stayed upright and just sort of dug into ballast, and there were no injuries. And that was a class 450, so it was quite recent. He said he won a London, what do they call them, London, the green ones they are, I can't remember who the train operator is. London Summit it is, and they're green, and they come up as far as Crewe they do, London Summit. Green trains they are. Yeah, the people have been working on track. Apparently there's a guy, when they finished working, so the documentary said that when they finished all their work, a guy is supposed to inspect the track and the side to make sure everything's safe and back of it proper. And it were pissing down and they had another job to do, so they forgot. And it was only a 2 metre section of rail. One train clipped it. One train clipped the train. One driver reported hitting something, and he clipped it. And then the next train, he somehow clipped it, so it had gone onto the rails. Next train derailed. Amazingly, again, not even a single minor injury, because it just derailed and stayed upright. A lot goes on that we don't hear about. train on your profile picture, yeah? Yeah, when you think about it, railways, you know, they're open to all sorts of sabotage, really. I mean, you could easily come one night and just put something on track that derail a train, you know, clamp something to track with a G-clamp that would definitely derail a train and just leave it there. And nobody would know until morning, you know, you could just do it, and it just amazes me that, you know, that they don't have a sort of system for checking it, you know, a ways of checking it. Hello, Ayanch Raj 123 Go. When is the train coming? Well, you've just missed a couple, but I'm sure there'll be one trotting along soon. A few minutes ago, they come and go very often, yeah. Don't know what's next, do you? No idea. Yeah, probably is. You're right there, you can put your money on that. Plane. It's nearly home time for me. I'll be back again later on. Possibly. Unless something pressing comes up. saw a headlight. That could be our last train for this session. It looks like it's too far away, but it looks like a 323. No, it's not. It's yeah, it is a 323. Yeah, that's right. I've seen them there. I saw them only myself last week. They seem to have a lot of brand new ones. Very look like they were brand new, some of them. Crewe's a good place to go. There's all sorts of oddities through Crewe. One is you don't know which side to go. I always go south side because you've got Basford Depot, so you get a lot of stuff coming in and out of there. Hello, Liverpool. How's it going? Yeah, you get a lot of freight stuff going in and out to that Basford Hall, whatever it's called. Hello. Yeah, I'm going today, very shortly. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah. Okay then. Yeah. Alright then. No, probably tomorrow. I haven't heard if there's anything being delivered. I'll check in a minute and let you know, alright? I haven't heard if there's anything being delivered or not, so I'll check in a minute and let you know. Stuff being delivered, just stuff. I'll check that it's coming. I'll have a look out and I'll let you know if it's coming today. You will. Alright. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Yeah. Alright then. Bye-bye. Bye. Yeah, it is coming today. Your milk will be arriving today. Checked. So, well, they don't tell you. Well, they don't tell you, you know, but it's coming today anyway. That's all I know. So I'm gonna know. All right. All right. Yeah. All right then. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Bye. Hello, Dick 2222344. How we doing? Either this put me to sleep or that big plate of 2x5 slices. Yeah, I think it's probably the food. Hello, Bascarayo. How we doing? I like it. I wondered what you were doing, but fair dues. Hey, gamer, the train will come when it comes. Hello, criminal. Yeah, liven me up. Get the harmonica out. Yeah, what do you want, Tommy? Morning time here, neat gamer. No, I don't know the sound of silence, Tommy, I'm afraid. Yeah, a bit of bright sides, but I don't do that. I can't add the sound of silence. Hello, viewer. Flipping wasps in here now. Jesus Christ, get out. What are you doing to me, wasp? Can't buy wasps. H. Buddy Santos, train so slow. Oh, well, I don't know. Where are you from? Where are you from, H. Buddy Santos? I presume you have very fast trains there, do you? Wherever you're from. Kevin Dyer, when's the train coming? I don't know. Yes. Yeah. In the UK, the train routes is in the UK. Excellent. Well, you're in Crewe, are you? Right. That's the place to be. "350 kilometres per hour. In Indonesia. Right. Let's see. The fastest we've got is about 145 miles per hour. In this country, tracks, some of the trains are capable of going faster, but our track's not up to it, unfortunately. We have a high-speed section that goes to the out to Waterloo. Just checking the battery life. See if we're dying. No, well, yeah, it's most tracks are 125, but the one that runs from London to it has them javelin things on it. They're the 145, 150. I forgot what class they are. Are they 385s or 395s or something? Them blue javelins. Well, they go a lot faster. They go on that special track that's been built down to Folkestone and all that business, you know what I mean? And it's got that super high fence either side of it and everything. Is it the 395? I couldn't just remember what it were, but I've seen them. Because they go at a hell of a speed. They call them javelins. So boring. Who said that? Missed that. So boring. Who said that? Sort you out, Buster. Sort you out, then you're not bored again. There you go. You won't be bored anymore. Hello, random posts. Yeah, people come in and make weird comments, which is fine, but we just ditch them. Get rid. It's boring, don't watch. Simple as that. You don't like it, don't watch. I wouldn't sit and watch something. I mean, I'm not into planes, and I know there's people live stream planes, but I just don't watch it. I don't go on the chat and say how boring this is, because everybody's into different things. If we all like the same stuff, it'd be very boring, wouldn't it? change out of me, that's for sure. Hello, B-Rich33, I'm in bed again. It's 6:35 AM in Toronto. I don't blame you going to bed. Anyway, people, I'm going to call it a do now, and I shall be back on later. See you later, people. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching, subscribing, liking. Pardon me. And I'll catch you all later, people. See you later. See you later, Tommy. See you later, Northern. See you later, B. And everybody else. Bye, all.